They'll doubt you. They'll test you. They'll wait for you to break. But when you walk in like nothing touches you, calm, focused, unstoppable, they realize you're built different. That's not arrogance. That's power. That's control. You know, in life, there are going to be people who doubt you. There will be critics who speak without knowing you, who try to bring you down simply because they can rise. There will be pressure, immense pressure to be perfect, to never fail, to always win. And you know what? That pressure doesn't go away. It grows. But the key, the real key, is not letting it get inside you. You've got to learn to act as if nothing bothers you. Every day you step out there with expectations on your shoulders. Expectations from your family, your teammates, the fans, the world. And even more dangerous, the expectations you put on yourself. It's a weight. And if you don't learn how to carry it, it will crush you. But if you act like it doesn't weigh a thing, if you walk like you own the moment, if you train like no one's watching, but perform like everyone is watching, you become unbreakable. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them point fingers when you fall. Your job isn't to explain yourself. Your job is to keep going. There's strength in silence. There's power in not reacting. You act as if it doesn't get to you. Not because you're pretending, but because you've trained yourself to rise above the noise. There were days when the boos were louder than the cheers. When the critics wrote me off before I even got started. But what did I do? I smiled. I kept moving. Because when you let emotions control your actions, you give away your power. You give your opponent the win before the match even starts. You have to show them and yourself that you are not shaken, you are not distracted, you are not weak. When you walk into a room, into a stadium, into any challenge, you walk like you belong there. Not arrogantly, not with a chip on your shoulder, but with certainty, with belief that you've done the work, that you've earned your place. And even if deep down you feel the nerves, the fear, the doubts, you don't show it. You act as if you are unbothered. You act like you're built for this. Because you are, that doesn't mean you don't feel. Of course you feel. Of course things hurt. But feelings are visitors. Let them come. Acknowledge them, but never let them decide how you act. Pain is temporary, emotion is temporary, but the choices you make in those moments, they stay with you. They define you. When someone pushes you, you don't push back with anger, you push back with performance. When someone questions your ability, you don't argue, you show up and you prove it. And when someone hopes to see you fail, you act like you didn't even hear them. Because the moment you give energy to negativity, you're feeding something that has no place in your life. You train your body, your skills, your discipline, but you also need to train your mind every day. You need to look in the mirror and see someone who won't be broken, who won't be distracted by drama, who won't be thrown off by failure. If you miss a shot, you keep going. If you lose a game, you learn and move on. You act like nothing bothers you, not because you don't care, but because you care too much to let anything stop you. It's not about being emotionless. It's about being in control. That's real strength. That's what separates the good from the great. Anyone can show up when everything's going well. But how do you walk when the world is against you? How do you stand when the ground feels like it's shaking? You stand tall. You act like nothing's wrong. You push through. There were nights when I felt like quitting, when the pain in my legs matched the weight in my chest. But I didn't quit. I put in the work. I trained harder. I focused deeper. And most of all, I stayed composed. I didn't let the outside world decide my inner world. That's something you have to master if you want to win. Not just in sport, but in life. Because life will test you. It will test your patience, your confidence, your limits. But when you act like nothing bothers you, you take the test on your terms. You say, throw what you want at me. I'm still here. I'm still focused. I'm still working. That mentality, that's invincible. People think success is talent. No, success is consistency, discipline, mental toughness, the ability to keep your head when everything else is spinning, to show up even when you don't feel like it, to smile when you could complain, to lead when it would be easier to hide. If you want to be the best, you have to live differently. You have to think differently. You have to stop reacting to every little thing. You have to build a mindset that's bulletproof. So when you're tired, when you're criticized, when you fail, you walk tall, you keep moving, you act as if nothing bothers you. And eventually, you'll believe it, you'll become it. That's when the shift happens, when you stop faking confidence and start living it. When people look at you and say, nothing gets to him, not because you're pretending, but because you've built yourself that way, that's the level you want to reach. That's the level where champions are made. So stop explaining yourself. Stop trying to convince people. Show them. Show them with your performance, with your work ethic, with your discipline. Walk into every situation like you've already conquered it. Not because you're cocky, but because you know the storm inside you is stronger than anything outside. And remember, when you act like nothing bothers you, what you're really doing is protecting your focus, your peace, your power. You're preserving your energy for the fight that actually matters. You're choosing to rise. And in the end, that's what greatness is about. Rising, and again, silently, strongly, relentlessly.